The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Claressa for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
Yeah. What's good, y'all? So welcome to another episode of Real Talk. I'm your host for tonight, Patscorpio representative. And as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What it do, man? Shutterworth, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars creator. And what do we have here for tonight's topic? Man, niggas know me on some GOAT artist shit when it comes to the little rapping and the drawing and shit. But I get busy with the pen. I be writing, so I predict the future too, if you notice that.
Right.
I already drew the Christina Shields. The Christina Hammer and the Claressa Shields artwork last year before the fight was signed back then and all that shit, and they just fought last week. So that's one of the powers, Nostradamus over here. So I wrote an article back February 21st, 2019. Check it out, ringgangradio.com. Hit the tab button and say articles. You'll see it right there. To showcase or not showcase. And basically, I was just saying that, boxing is basically expanded beyond the traditional viewing methods. Digital streaming coming at it hard. Got the Zone is at the forefront, signing all these big niggas and all the superstars and shit. Just got Golovkin, Joshua, got Canelo, got Mad Heads. HBO done left. They hot the game, so Showtime stepped it up. He's trying to fill up a void. PBC got Showtime and Fox. Top Rank is right there with them with ESPN, and then they even covering the digital streaming with, to compete with the Zone, because they got, ESPN +1 or plus whatever the fuck that's called. But I don't know too much about it, but whatever. So, you got all these different platforms for boxing, and it just is so spread out that it's like the boxing just exists. There's like no rhyme or reason. You're not getting a bunch of stacked cards. You're just getting a bunch of showcase fights on all these platforms. And a lot of times you get them all on one night. Like last week or one weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's absolutely real talk, man. This is I think the first time in the 4-platform era, that we had fights this weekend on ESPN, Showtime, The Zone, and FS1. And unfortunately, the fight cards themselves, you think, of all this boxing, like, hey, for the boxing fan, that, we have mad options and everything like that. And we do, and we did. However, they're not the type of options, as LB just said, that we necessarily were wanting to see. The epitome of a showcase cards, basically, you can just point to these fights this weekend. Now, me and LB are old school old school boxing fans. So with these 4 cards, the one that gained possibly the most attention out of these 4 was the women's card on Showtime. Claressa Shields going for unifying her middleweight titles against Christina Hammer with her middleweight title. This fight, had some good build and everything of that nature, and had a lot of attention, had a lot of eyes on it. So what do? Well, you put a shitty undercard on it,
in the small ass high school gym arena type shit.
Right, Atlantic City was once a boxing hotbed, but Atlantic City as a boxing hotbed died when, rest in peace, Arturo Gatti died, and I don't think it's ever recovered, and it just looked very ECW-ish for all my pro wrestling fans out there, you know. Yeah, like who was back at.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a nice way to put it. Like it really had that, you know, let's become a boxing promoter starter kit, like
right. And then
like that vibe, and I'm like, damn, Showtime, y'all promoted it this hard, y'all couldn't get a better venue, like.
I mean, get some more lights to this motherfucker. I mean, shit looked real. Shit like an indie wrestling show. I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
You know? But however, that could have been overlooked though with a stronger undercard. Now, like I said, with the showcase fight, I mean, obviously, you do want to entertain people. You know, you gotta get people interested in the main event. So you gotta have some shit to make, you know, to whet the appetite. Nothing on the undercard. This undercard whet the appetite. I mean, it's actually a flipping shame that the undercard that was offered for Shields and Hammer for such a fight that had significance within women's boxing. That you pull a 37-year-old Rydell Booker, whose last known televised fight was losing his 0 to James Toney back in like 2003 or 2004, is fighting on the co-main event of a card. I mean, come on. You know, like no one wanted to see that shit. You guys,
like, where they found this nigga, and to his credit, he had some skill and shit, and especially you remember the Tony fight, like. But I mean, come on, like, this is not that he shouldn't be picked for no co-main event. It's the only time he'll co-main event if it's a damn World Star hip hop fight. He might be a main event on that shit, but. Come on, man. Y'all promoting her as the GOAT, and that's your lead-in bout? Like, that's your lead up to that? Like,
right. And it didn't help. Right, and it didn't help the first fight on there was a prospect in a no contest either. I mean, and that was another thing that was a prevalent theme. No contest. I've never seen so many no contest bouts in one weekend.
I hope it's not the next trend.
Mm-hmm. You know, it was fucking ridiculous. But back to the Shields and Hammer fight. Now, I wouldn't call this a showcase fight whatsoever. I would call the undercard for it leading in sure as hell was one. The fight itself was slightly underwhelming. And it was underwhelming because one fighter rose to the challenge, the other one didn't, for various reasons, and that's Christina Hammer. I mean, it seems like when she couldn't find a comfortable range to operate with her jab and her straight right hand or whatever, and she allowed, and Shields was able to close in distance on her. She didn't have a plan B. Except to hold and hold and hold. And
because she didn't like getting hit, bruh.
Exactly.
It was obvious from the side. Remember, I called it the last podcast. As soon as she got rattled, all that composure and the fucking I shall break her and all the fucking Dolph Lundgren, Rocky Drago vibes she had and Silent Killer vibes, you know, all that shit went out the window. You turning your head, clenching, you hold, grabbing, you pushing away, like, 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 nah, man. Like, she really spoiled the fight, honestly. Like, we were cheated out of a lot of exchanges. Like, I know it's 2-minute rounds. If y'all niggas ain't used to it, 2-minute rounds be going by good if it's a good fight. And shit, we was only getting 45-second rounds out of Hammer and Shields.
Right. Yeah, and another complaint I had with the fight too was, I mean, if you guys see someone fight that negative, I gotta at least, you gotta at least try to put that person away. And one of the things that I've said about Shields is her punching technique. She doesn't turn over on her punches; she slaps.
She was punching better in this fight, man. Like I gotta admit, man, you were. I feel you before. Like Claressa Shields does flail a lot with the hooks, and she has a little Tim Bradley-ness in her offense. Although I think it's more controlled, it's a little more refined. But she has some shades of it. I agree. But this fight, I would have to say, the best I've seen Claressa Shields look, and it don't seem like she was having the punching problems. Like her punching looked a lot better and snappy. It just, she couldn't really let him go because of the fucking negative boxing that, what's her name? Hammer was doing. Like, and the ref, like that ref, you needed a bigger ref in there to really officiate that shit. Like, she was acting like she didn't want to get involved. Like, I mean, we needed more. We needed a point deduction for the holding, though. Like, real talk. Like,
yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking to myself that Hammer should have touched the canvas. I mean, another thing is too is Christina. While Claressa Shields has 2 stoppages, she has never knocked anybody down as a pro yet, which is also kind of which is why my claim of her punching technique still needs to be more refined.
Yeah, you could make an adjustment, you could get better, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be a leaps and bounds. I don't think if she was in there with a lesser fighter than Christina Hammer, somebody who wasn't fighting so negatively and trying to survive, because she was rocking Hammer, she was hurting her in there. But if she was in there with a lesser fighter, I think she would have stopped him or maybe even dropped him. It just Christina Hammer.
Yeah. Stopped him, I'm sure. Dropping him, I don't. I'm less inclined to believe.
Yeah, but at least stop him. I mean, so you stop a nigga, you still stopping him. But you know, I don't think, you know, if she fight a lesser fighter afterwards, we might see a stoppage if she keeps improving on her punching. But I like what I saw this time. Like, that's all I want to say. Like, in regards to that, like, she did improve, because I was noticing with the hook was slapping before and not this time. And her defense, the head movement was ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
Hammer was throwing good straight shots and couldn't hit her for shit.
Given the, keeping the, head movement, makes it hard for people to time. And someone with Christina Hammer's style, timing is everything. And if you don't know, and if you can't time something you can't hit, you get wild shit. or panic, or internal panic.
Especially if you don't like what's coming back. Like, she wasn't used to the consistent offense from Shields. Like, she's used to be able to control people with her jab, or, she's not used to someone taking her jab away and then countering her in combinations. Like Christina Hammer, she's gonna have to get some way better sparring to improve at this game. Like, almost the way she was looking, like she never had someone throw, with mean intentions at her like that. Like, it almost seemed like, damn, like, who she sparring with? Who giving her work? Like, you a champ for 8 years, ain't it? Was she a champ for a long time, right? Like,
yeah, she was a champ for a minute.
I don't know. It just make me. I don't want to take away from the win, because you see some skill, but it just, your biggest fight, you lose 9 rounds to 1, and some people 10 rounds to zip. I gave her the first round.
Yeah, I mean, at best for her, I mean, you could probably give her 2 rounds, and that's pretty much about it. The first 2 rounds, depending on how you look at them. But after that, it was just like she was a non-factor. And yeah, I mean, like I said, this particular case of Shields and Hammer was a showcase gone, I wouldn't say wrong, but it didn't move the needle in a way that it probably should have.
Because they didn't build it like it wasn't a showcase. They tried, they took a good, competitive, nice main event, pushed the hell out of it, but made it like a showcase fight with the whole crappy undercard and not building it up as an event. They made it. They pushed the fight, not an event. That was the difference.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped the ball on that, and you know it's sad, but you know I think going forward, Claressa Shields has to grow as a person when it comes to marketing and promoting herself, because you don't want to run into this. What were the views? The views they said was lower than the
Gabriel's fight. Yeah,
the Gabriel's fight. So it's like, come on, like you're not even getting $500,000 or even close to it like that. Come on, like maybe she gotta try and connect with the female audience more. Like maybe get on these talk shows, The Real, get on Breakfast Club, get on these, you know,
right.
Be someone that women could know, like, okay, yeah, yo, throw hands like Claressa Shields, like, I'm gonna fuck these hoes up. Like, you gotta become that meme, that you know, when a female talking about throwing hands or fight, and you gotta be that adjective, know what I mean? Like, she gotta be, maybe she need to connect with some social influencers and get more popping on social media. I mean, you were a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Like, who's gonna turn the opportunity down to work for you? Not work for you, but work with you, collab with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta put yourself out there, because the boxing world ain't enough, because you just now getting a lot of dudes to even fuck with, you know, women's boxing. Like, and I've been fucking with women's boxing, but you know what I'm saying, we hardcore boxing fans, so y'all only really had the hardcore supporters.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's growing. Like, seem like the whole hardcore fucking with y'all, so that's good. But you know, you gotta expand on that more. You know what I mean? You know, try to put yourself in bigger events. You know, if they can't make a big event around you, become a part of a big event. Try to get a fight and be on the undercard of a bigger fight. You know, raise your stature that way. Like, just try different shit, like, you know, because obviously it's not working when they main event you and they just promote your fight. And, you know, I know you want to make this, you know, the big money and shit, but you still got to pay dues, you know. You ain't even hit 10 fights yet, so, you know, you still got a long way to go, but I got no problem. She the GOAT, like, great performance. It just, I want to see her get bigger, you know. And I think she can. Boxing needs her to get bigger.
Women's boxing needs to especially get bigger.
Yeah, especially women's boxing, you know what I'm saying? But boxing is boxing to me, you know. It'd be nice to get women's boxing bigger. And I feel like women's boxing will get bigger faster than the WNBA will.
That's real talk.
She'll just got to find a way to connect with women. That's the main thing, man. If a dude is come home talking about, yo, that Shields fight tonight, he shouldn't even like this. His girl should be like, yo, you watching the Claressa Shields fight? Like, that's what it gotta be, man. That's what they gotta focus on. But we'll see what it do, man. Like, the what was the fucking the next set of showcase fights? Lomachenko-Crolla.
Yeah, absolute showcase from the time it was announced to how it played out in the fucking ring. I mean, this card was an epitome of showcase. Basically, you have champions, you know, who were massive favorites against their opponents. And the funny thing is too, like 3 of the 4 fighters in there involved, you know, held world titles. So it's not like, so it's crazy that you say, you know, showcase. But it's showcased because there were fights that no one asked for. In the case of Lomachenko and Crolla, it was because Crolla earned the mandatory #1 contender spot, and you know, so yeah, I know LB, as mentioned before, not every #1 contender. I believe it's LB. If it's not you, my bad. You know, but you know, not every #1 contender should really be fighting. You know, especially like no one wanted to see this fight. I mean, he's bad.
Everybody kept saying he a former champion. I'm like, not all former champions are created equal.
But I mean, it was bad that even even Uncle Bob was even like, no, this fight is not the wave. And the reason why it went off because Lomachenko didn't want to give up one of his belts. I think it was the WBA belt. He wanted to unify. He wants to unify the belts. So that is the reason why this fight went off. And we got the massacre that we got. Crolla didn't stand a chance. And in the co-main, you had Zurdo, making his light heavyweight debut, even though he's still super middleweight champion, against Tommy Karpenzi of beating Chad Dawson fame. And that fight itself was as one-sided as you got. I mean, it ended because Zurdo managed to break Karpenzi's rib, I believe. So pretty much it was a whole waste of time from fights that no one wanted to see and how the fights actually played out. The epitome of a showcase card. And this was this had a prime spot for a Friday night on ESPN. Was it ESPN Plus? Yeah, it was ESPN Plus.
The only redeeming thing was the brutal knockout Lomachenko scored, because I didn't expect that. I thought we was gonna see a distance fight, so I was already like, eh. But all the Lomachenko fans and stands were fucking, trying to sell us on, Crolla's so game and tough, former champ. Hey, he fought Linares twice. Yeah, got outboxed twice. I mean, we need to see the dude who knocked out Linares do it, but hey, it makes me look at Linares kind of funny, because, like, damn, you went 24 rounds with this nigga. Lomachenko goes 4 rounds with him. Look his ass. After highlight reeling your ass, like,
right.
I mean, damn, like, you pound for pound number one. To me, it's like that's why I say Lomachenko still pound for pound number one. Like, he moved up last year, got a belt, unified against someone who was on a little surge, took his belt. Now he came this year, beat up a former champ, brutally KO'd him. Now it's like, okay, man, Top Rank, y'all better get this nigga a fight. Yo, Lopez, you better keep winning. Tank, man, step up one of these days. What the fuck? Like, y'all, Kami, hurry up and heal. Like, y'all, like, I mean, what? Come on, like, we want to see Lomachenko with a challenge. I told y'all Crolla wasn't the fucking one. Nigga got in there. You supposed to be the fucking bigger man, and you get in the ring and you start fucking circling and backpedaling. Get the fuck out of here.
And yeah,
off my fucking TV.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, at least guys like Ricky Burns and even Zab and all these other niggas Robert Guerrero, when they get these damn unexpected, unwanted opportunities, at least they kind of go for it. At least they try. Like, damn, don't be the bigger guy running from a motherfucker. Like, dude, like. So yeah, definitely a showcase that went super sour.
Right, exactly. And then another example of a showcase was the FS1 card. People said FS1 card. I mean, that one was showcased, personified too. We had Peter Quillen versus Caleb Truex in a main event role, nothing at stake except an eliminator. Why in God's name would you have a fight like that as a main event on your own on a card? Why?
Why?
Nah. I mean, that just screams showcase. I mean, that's literally what it was. And my thing with that card, like, and the funny thing is the lead-in fight, well, I wouldn't say it's a co-main, because there was a swing belt that was in between these belts, the Derevyanchenko versus Koke card, which was a decent to good fight. It was, but it failed is because Derevyanchenko didn't look good. He won, but he didn't look good.
Yeah, he started getting hurt toward the end, and it's like the second half, like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe it's looking like we really seeing who he is now. Like,
right.
A lot of people bitched him on, Golovkin ducked him, this, that, and I was one of the people who was saying, look, man, does this guy really deserve a fight, a Golovkin fight? Like, 10 fights. Who is he really gonna get credit? Like, come on, what's good, man? Like, and we look at him, this man, you know, he struggled with Jacobs after training with him and knowing his traits and all this shit. You know, he lose that. It's close, but you lost and you got dropped too. Now you fight Colke and damn, you kind of win a draw-ish type of fight where you get hurt a couple times and you just really win off of just activity.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he is what he is. He's still top 10, but and Colke, you know, he bubbling around, you know, he could have, you know.
He's gonna catch somebody one day.
Yeah, he's gonna get exactly what I was trying to say. He's gonna get somebody late one day because he almost had Andre, he almost had Derevchenko. Like, you know, y'all don't sleep on Colke.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
The Truex, Quillin. Oh, well, before that was the what was the fight? Joey Greer? No, I can't remember his name. Joey Spencer, that was that was a swing bout showcase fight where the nigga couldn't put him away, and you hear the commentator, I think it was Boom Boom Mancini, he was just going nuts, man, and I understand. I felt him.
Yeah, because the shit was taking too long. I was like, the fuck? I mean, like that fight wasn't supposed to go the distance, and this nigga, so I was like, man, Spencer might be a little bit one-dimensional. You know, I was just like, this fight.
Like, you trying to look flashy and shit. Like, get this poor man Saddam Ali out of here, man. Finish his dude. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I don't know. It just seems like niggas ain't making the most of their opportunities when I see some of these niggas box.
Mm.
Like, that's what it just look like to me sometimes, man. Like, but I digress. So you had that fight leading in the damn Quillin Truex.
And the worst thing, that shit happened after 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually mad at myself that I actually stayed up to watch that bullshit sober. You know, and the shit had a nerve to end in a no contest after 2 rounds. That theme again. I was just like,
that's the new trend. Wow, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be like how draws are the new trend. No contest. Niggas is gonna just fuck off the fight somehow. Be like, no contest. Like, damn, this is for the undisputed championship of the world. No contest.
No contest. You know,
draw.
Yeah, it
try again. But this is supposed to decide the fate of humanity. 114, 114, 115, 115.
Yeah, shit was fucking.
Like, it's getting predictable now. I mean,
yeah, shit is so dumb. And it's just like, man, so it's bad enough the showcase was just what it is. The fact that it ended in no contest just killed. I was like, you know what? I think I was like, I done wasted a lot of my time tonight watching some of this boxing. And then, you know, I was just like,
terrible weekend of boxing.
Right. And then last but not least is an epitome of a showcase fight with Jaime Munguia making his 4th title defense of the WBO Super Welterweight title against Dennis Hogan. Now, if you watched Munguia's other fight this year, you know, he got into a war with a Japanese fighter who gave him all types of hell. And, you know, you think Oscar is like, man, I need to probably lower his competition a little bit. So he picks...
Cherry pick a little better, you know what I mean? This cherry was the last cherry, was a little sour. You know, we still ate it, but...
Right.
You know, the little sourness in there. I mean...
Yeah, basically this was a showcase gone wrong. And, you know, you have Munguia, who was getting hurt by 7 KO Dennis Hogan. He was getting rocked over and over again, and basically got to the point where even at the end of the bell, like everyone could tell that he lost the fight.
Yeah, that was the whole vibe. Like, Munguia won like 4 rounds to me. Like,
Right.
If you had him, even if it was a draw, if you had him winning 6 rounds, you gave him the benefit of the doubt, like hard.
Right.
Like, and they gave him the victory. So that just tells you how much they was reaching. Like, this robbery was disgusting.
Right, because there's like, if it's confirmed, then you get that, and it was just it was disgusting. It was awful to watch Hogan do all what he needed to do, and then just get jobbed by the judges.
Yeah, Ireland stand up, because your man Hogan did the damn thing in that fight, and I hate to see someone get robbed, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it, man. It just that shit. When people fight they heart out, someone please, Hogan deserves a rematch or give him a title shot with someone else, something. Like, give him a big fight. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, geez, and Munguia, like, I mean, are we gonna is Oscar gonna do the world tour of different countries, nationalities just beating his ass? Like, got Japan niggas beating his ass, the Irish niggas beating his ass. Okay, hold on. We about due for the crude Mexican, but the crude African, that's gonna take him the distance and beat his ass. Then maybe we're gonna get like a fucking some Canadian that's gonna beat his ass. I don't know. Like, what's next? Like, it seems like everybody's been putting hands on him lately. Like,
I'm saying, oh man, but yeah, it was just like this whole weekend. Just nothing good came out this weekend for boxing. It was just showcases.
I got a perfect analogy for you for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this how boxing feels right now. With all these streaming platforms and bullshit going on, my nigga. Say you go to work, right, and you got like a lunch pool that you participate in or whatever, and you pay niggas like $50 a week, whatever. I mean, y'all balling. I mean, so $50 ain't shit for lunch, whatever. Yeah, I mean, just hypothetically.
Right.
And niggas say, okay, you got options for what you want to eat throughout the week. And every option these niggas bring you is like value menu for like fast food restaurants and bullshit places. So you not even getting, like, niggas ain't even giving you not like, and I'm not even a fan of no Five Guys, but niggas ain't even giving you Five Guys. Niggas is giving you like fucking Wendy's,
Chick-fil-A, fucking that's.
Yeah, niggas ain't even really giving you Chick-fil-A yet. They just giving you like, you get like a double stacker from Wendy's, or you'll get like a McChicken from McDonald's, or you'll get a Whopper. I mean, these niggas ain't even, and then okay, that's one day you got to choose from them. Then the next day, these niggas say, alright, you could get Waffle House, IHOP, or Denny's.
Friendlies.
And it's like, huh?
Friendlies.
Oh, friend. Okay, yeah. So Friendlies. So it's like, damn, like these options ain't really busting like that. Like, I mean, well, where's the Red Lobster? Where's the motherfucking damn? Y'all ain't even at no Olive Garden level. Y'all like, you see what I'm saying? It's like niggas is getting, you putting in a certain amount. You a fan, you putting a certain amount, and you getting like bare minimum options.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on, like, you putting in, you paying monthly fees and all this shit, and you getting damn niggas ain't giving you not one good fight. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's a sad little issue that's going on in boxing today, and it's basically, and then this past weekend was a culmination of all of that, and it was just like I was saying to LB, it's like I don't ever want to see a weekend of boxing like this again. Like, if it was only happening on one platform, fine, shit happens. But 4 different platforms showing struggle, just means boxing is going in a direction that it really needs to right itself like immediately.
Yeah, it's too many platforms and not enough good fights. Like, we need to stop this. Like, you could have put on those 4 cards, you could have condensed that shit into 2 fucking cards. Like honestly, like, and you would have probably ended up with a better night, better cards overall, better nights of boxing. Cause this shit ain't gonna cut it, man. Like, you got Truex and damn Quill in a main event, really?
Yeah.
Night you got Claressa Shields and Hammer, like, nah, that should be the same motherfucking card, my nigga. You got Lomachenko, Zerto, and like, come on. And then you got Munguia and the Street Fighter jobber, like, I mean, come on. And he lost to this nigga too, like,
right.
Like, I mean, we are like, boxing is like due for a fucking upset right now. Somebody has to shake up the apple cart. Like, they not letting niggas get upsets this year. Like, I promise you, like,
not at all.
Nah, like, yo, they fucking be finding a way to get you out of that upset win. You better knock niggas out, man. I'm telling you.
Yep.
If you not boxing to close the show, you doing it wrong. I don't care how much power you have. You hit a nigga in the right spot enough times, you break his body down, you force to stop it, you flurry him to death. I don't know, you do something, because if you get into the distance with these niggas, they not giving you the fight. If you in the B side in a lot of these showcase fights, man.
Yeah,
so I don't even want to talk about these niggas no more. Like, the only thing I remember from this weekend is Shields, Hammer, and all the fucking holding, and a few quality combinations, and Lomo's brutal knockout of the car that couldn't start, the Corolla, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're definitely not. I'm pretty sure you're definitely not alone with those sentiments. So yeah.
Oh, in the robbery of the year, I forgot that. So that definitely was a robbery of the year so far. So that, and I hate the fucking have to remember a good fight for that. But it is, but that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, boxing, you gotta get this shit together. You cannot happen. The matchmaking needs to improve in 2019. We need to start having competitive fights on paper, and seeing hopefully how they play out as such in the ring.
Expeditiously,
exactly. So yeah. I mean, you make sure you check that article from LB about tripping, and then because like I said, there's a lot of signs that was dropped in there. Some real talk.
To showcase or not showcase.
Yeah. Yeah, real talk. So yeah, enough of those fights. It's horrible, can't really, don't want to talk about them.